great to be back. It's hard to believe that we're here already. It just seems like I saw y'all just a little bit ago. But the girls are excited to be practicing. I think every team gets to a point where they're tired of scrimmaging without the coaches in there and tired of beating on each other, and they're ready to start focusing. And obviously on our campus right now with our football team doing what they're doing, the excitement on the campus, I think every team on the campus wants to be practicing and wants to be playing, and that's us. You know, we lost two big pieces to the puzzle last year in Danielle Green and Maria Cordero, two seniors that graduated that were a big part of our team, of our Sweet 16 run last year, big part of our chemistry. So we do have some questions. You know, people ask me, how do I feel about being picked sixth in the league? And I said, you know, being picked sixth in the #1 league in the country isn't all that bad, especially when we don't have everybody back. So I think that's fair. We still are the best league top to bottom in this country, and nothing's going to change with that. But we're excited. We have some good players back. We have one of the best players in the conference back in Andrea Riley, who, trust me, didn't get worse over the summer. She's still a pretty good player. And Taylor Hardeman and Shantae Smith are with me here today, who those are two great stories, because those are two of the kids that did go from 0-16 to Sweet 16, and both are playing extremely well right now. So practice is going well, and we're ready to get started with some games.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Kurt, in women's basketball, Gino and Pat Summitt have always been sort of superstar coaches, but it seems like more and more of you coaches are becoming celebrities and the face of your sport. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I just want to stay a celebrity with my family, and that's all that really matters to me. I'll let Gino and Pat and other people carry that for us. It's you know, there is more attention to our sport right now. There's no question. Television's had a lot to do with that. You know, it is nice going around. My first year in Stillwater, you could go to the store and nobody know who you were, and now you go to the store and everybody's suggesting plays to you. So it is a little bit different right now, but it's good for our sport. Our sport is continuing to grow.
Question in the middle right side.
Morning, Coach. Chris Lincoln, ABC in Tulsa. Talk about Andrea Riley, her impact on this program for you.
What was the last part of that?
The impact Andrea's had on your program, Kurt.
Well, obviously, you know, Andrea is a program changer, and there's not a lot of those people out there. We were lucky to get her. You know, we didn't think we were going to get her. She called us on the night before signing day and told us that she changed her mind and wanted to come with us. So obviously it was a pretty good call that night. She is just someone that's continuing to grow every year that she's been with the program. She has shown more maturity again by far this year than she did her freshman and sophomore year. She's being more of a leader. She's working harder every day. She's someone that, again, she didn't get worse over the summer. This kid is going to have a special year again. She had a special year last year, and they all got a taste of it again last year, of getting to the Sweet 16. And you know, we felt, obviously, LSU was a great team. LSU probably should have won the national championship last year. So when you get beat by somebody like that, then you really think, okay, we probably did go as far as we could have went. But we sure would have liked to have played that game in Oklahoma City too. But Andrea obviously is one of the top 10 players in this country, maybe one of the top 5 players in this country.
Got a question on the right outside.
Lynn Jacobson, Tulsa World. Kurt, what are you going to need out of Andrea leadership-wise?
Well, I think you know, just continuing to grow with her maturity. I mean, you know, we had some moments last year. You all know this, that she let her emotions get involved just a little bit too much. She's a heck of a competitor, and that's one thing we definitely do love about her. But as a leader, she's got to get that under control better than she has in the past, and she's shown that already. This year in our preseason workouts, in our summer workouts. You know, she's shown that kind of leadership way more than she has in the past. So I expect that to carry over on the floor in big games too, Lynn.
We got a question on the front, and then we'll move towards the back.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoma. Kurt, you alluded to the fact that even though you guys are picked 6th, this league is pretty tough. Can you just talk a little bit more about that and what you think it's going to come down to this year?
Well, you know, I I think this is one year also that I think OU was picked first, right? I don't think anybody in here is totally convinced they're going to win. I mean, I think that's how equal it is. I think there's probably. I mean, how do you pick A&M fifth? You know, they got two of the top players in this conference back. Have won the Big 12 conference championship or tournament last year. I think there's easily 5 or 6 teams that can be in the mix this year, and there's nobody. You know, I guess you got to pick someone 11 and 12, but I promise you, there's nobody that wants to go play 11 and 12 on their home floor either. So it's just, you know, we won all 8 games in the first round last year, and I don't expect anything different this year. It's a great conference.
Question on the right rear, and then we'll come to the front.
Matt Gibbles, Iowa State Daily. Following up on that question, last year the league was considered probably the top league in the country. This year, everybody's got at least 3 starters back. Is it safe to say this league maybe has even gotten better than last year?
Oh, I think that is safe to say. And again, I go back to what I said a second ago. You pick Texas A&M fifth. There's no way. I mean, this league, top to bottom, is stronger than any conference in the nation, and I do think we are better. I think if you look at those teams that were picked at the top, they basically have everybody back off the teams they had last year. So, you know, they should have been picked as the favorites. It's exciting, and that's what we tell recruits as we go across the country. Come play in a league where you don't have a night off. Come play in a league where you get better every night. That's what the Big 12 is.
Question on the front middle.
Yeah, Kurt, Michelle Vogel from ESPN.com. Last year, you guys really ratcheted up the Bedlam rivalry with the quality of those 2 games, the crowd support. Can you talk about this year with the tournament in Oklahoma City, a regional in Oklahoma City, and you guys in Oklahoma, just what the rivalry's like, and then just how important that is as a step forward for women's basketball in the state?
Well, we had to finally do our part in the rivalry, in the Bedlam. We had to do our part. Oklahoma's been there; they've been on top, and we had to carry our end of it. And we did it last year, and our fans did it last year. Our fans were challenged to show up to that game, and as we sold that out, I mean, it was one of the most electric atmospheres I've ever been a part of. And you'll have people that have been going to Gallagher for 30 or 40 years say that was the most exciting night of any event that they've ever been at Oklahoma State University. So now that we're carrying our end, we expect that rivalry to be sold out at both ends for years to come.
Got a question on the left rear.
Kurt, Randy Renner, KOKC Radio, Oklahoma City. You know, when you arrived at OSU a couple years ago, you guys, coming off some bad years, you really had to struggle to get anybody to pay attention to you guys to come in for recruiting. How different is it now when you guys go out on the recruiting trail with the national TV appearances that you've had and the success that you've had?
Well, obviously, TV does change everything. When they get to watch you in the NCAA tournament, they get to watch you in the Sweet 16. Whether you win or lose, you're there. We are one of 2 teams in the Big 12 still playing at the Sweet 16 level. So it doesn't finish the deal, but it does get you in more doors. It does. People do know as you go across the country, okay, we did see you on TV. We did see you played in the Big 12 championship in the tournament. So it gets you in there, but it doesn't finish it. But at least you're there.
This is going to be the final question on the right outside.
Kurt, talk about losing Maria and Danielle and what you guys are going to have to do to replace them.
Well, I thought, one of our biggest things last year was our chemistry. And when you've got a sophomore averaging 20-plus a game, you've got other people that have to accept their roles. It's hard sometimes on seniors to accept the roles when a sophomore is averaging 20. And I thought Danielle and Maria were very key in that. They just, when it was their night to get their 10 or 20, they did it. When it wasn't their night, they got their numbers. They played defense. They had great attitudes. And that's going to be a huge key to this team again this year. Can we get the chemistry level back to where it was? Can we have some young kids? When you establish a program now, at some point in time, the young kids have to come up when it's their turn. Kristen Hernandez has to step up. New girls like a Tegan Cunningham, a Kelsey Hatcher have to step in and play right away. So we just, we need a Megan Byford. Megan Byford came on big at the end of last year, had her best games by far when we got to NCAA tournament time. Megan's got to step in. A Shyvonne Spears has to step in. So that's where your program is either getting better or not. You know, can your young kids come up and play when it's their time? They paid their dues. They sat on the bench. It's their time to play.